Well,
Hello, everyone. I'm Alastor Guzman. This is Daniel Early. We are two of the game designers for Dragonbond Battles for Valerna. And we are going to give you we're going to make one of our playtests live. So you can see how the different units interact, how the game is played, and all the different interactions that can happen.
We'll be playing with some of the units, not all of them. As you can see, some are at the sides, and not only some of the cards are displayed. But this is what we consider a medium battle. It's not a small battle, and it's not a very large battle, but it should give you a good idea of the general game and how it plays. We'll be playing for objectives, so not only do kill points give you points in the game, but also different objectives. The closest objective to your deployment zone gives you 1 point. The 3 in the center give you 2 points each, and the one that is farthest from your deployment zone gives you 3 points. You gain points when you control the objective at the end of the round.
So now we have already deployed, and the first action in the game is to roll 3 gray dice to decide the initiative. In this game, we are working with alternating activations. So we first have to decide, I see your dice over here.
Yep.
So now we roll. 1.
I got 2 and I got a critical, so that means I will be able to go first. So for my first action, what I will do is take one of our special actions in order to make the game a bit faster, especially in the movement part of the game. We made a special action that lets you move 2 units, their full movement status, but it doesn't let you do anything else. So I will be moving my Blood Claws, which move a total of 11 inches. Movement, as in most war games, is measured from any point of the base. And that's the exact same part of the base that you put in that place. Tabletop Simulator lets us do some pretty cool stuff to see that we move fair distances. So I'm gonna move my whole unit up to here. And I'm also gonna be moving my dragon, Nagasha. She moves quite a lot, so I'm gonna be moving her 16 inches this way. And that's my turn. At the end of the turn, you reduce your turn counter by 1. These 2 movements count as 1 turn, and all the units have fatigue, and moving does not cause you to lose fatigue. Only doing certain actions causes you to do so. We have a cheat sheet at the right, which tells you what costs different activations and fatigue. And now it's Alistair's turn.
So now, for my turn, I'm going to start using the special powers of my units. Each of the games has a general and a dragon. They can be mounted or unmounted during the game. In my case, my Dragon Queen starts the game dismounted. That was a personal choice. And I will move it and then activate one of her powers. First, I will move her. Fortunately for me, she has a very good movement of 12. So I will move her around here. Yeah, I think probably around here. And now I will use her ability. Yeah, they're still in range, just a little bit less, like here. And now I will use her power called Dream Shift. That allows me to choose a friendly unit within 6 inches of this unit and put the unit anywhere on the battlefield. Now, all the different powers have the text of the activation, the name, and how much fatigue they cost. The fatigue cost indicates what happens to the unit, and if they ever get over fatigue, they will not be able to use powers, and they will get penalizations to their armor rolls, their attack rolls, and every action they make. So in this case, I'm going to use my power to shift my little Grand Guild Enforcers over here. I can put them anywhere on the camp I want. And since this unit is designed to be a target unit, this means they will be very, very slow to die, and you will probably be meddling with them for a long time. I will move them, teleport them over here in this objective. They are saying hi to the huge dragon in front of them. So at the end of my activation, I reduce my turn counter by 1. And then I put a stamina token, 3 stamina tokens in this case, in my character card. In this case, the stamina tokens are represented by a blue cube. So now, for example, in the next turn, I won't be able to activate Dream Shift again because it costs 3 stamina to activate, and I only have 2 stamina left. And with that, that concludes my activation. So now is Early's turn.
Okay, so as my turn, as I don't want my dragon to be caught by those pesky little gnomes, I will be attacking them with my Blood Claws, and I will be activating another special ability, which is Charge. In this game, you can always enter melee range or engagement, as we call it. As far as if your movement ends in base-to-base contact, you can basically just start the engagement. You don't need to do a charge when you want to attack another unit. But in this case, it is convenient for me because I will be able to get a bit more distance if I roll good, and also that will allow me to get more units into melee range, and also give me a slight upgrade to the attack. So I'm hoping that with that upgrade, some more of his units die. I know they won't die, a lot of them, but it's a nifty little thing that I can do to keep my my dragon out of out of danger, so to speak, or more than danger, out of a tar pit. So as part of the charge ability, I will roll 3 black dice, and however many pips come out, which in this case are 2, are the extra inches I'm allowed to move. So my unit is allowed to move its base speed of 11 plus 2 inches. So I'm allowed to move 13 in total. So that'll get me safely here. We advise that you move every model by measuring, but as long as you have like a general sense of how the unit was behaving at the start, you should just move it as a whole group, and you should be okay. And well, now that we're in melee range, I can also shuffle, which gives me an extra 2 inches of movement just to like arrange myself against the enemy. In this game, how melee range works is all the units that are in base-to-base contact or in base-to-base contact with one of your units that is now considered engaged are allowed to attack. In this case, all my units ended up like keeping that objective, so I can attack with all my units. Now I'll look at my stats. My Blooded Claws attack with white dice, so I will take 1 dice for each model in the unit, so that's 7 white dice.
And in this case, since early charge, he also gets to upgrade 1 of those dice. The upgrade downgrade mechanic is an essential part of the game. This means that in this case, for example, early has 7 white dice. He can get to upgrade 1 of these dice to the next dice in size. In this case, it will be 1 instead of 1 white dice. It will be 1 gray dice.
Yeah. So, like Alistair said, how the upgrade mechanics works is once you have your dice pool complete for your attack, then you move into how many upgrades or downgrades you have, and then you go from, in case of upgrades, from lowest to highest, and in case of downgrades, from highest to lowest. And in this case, I had upgrade 1, so I will add change more exactly white dice for a gray dice, and then do my attack roll. And I got 2 hits, so
So now I get to roll my defense. The defense is you roll 1 dice of the type of defense that you get per hit. In my case, I have a black dice, so I get to roll 2 black defense, 2 gray defense dice, which are these little things here. Now let's roll them. I completely failed that. I was not expecting that, to be honest. Unfortunately for me, I have 2 special abilities on the Grand Guild Enforcers. The first one is whenever 1 or more of my models are killed by an attack, I get to add 1 fatigue token, 1 fatigue to the attacking unit. And the second, that is not going to be useful right now, is that I can only receive 2 wounds in each combat. So in the case that early would have wounded me like 3 or 4 wounds and I failed, I will still only remove 2 models. So let's remove this guy here and this person here. So now they are part of the afterlife in Valerna.
And as a last part of my turn, I will add fatigue to the unit that I just used. All the cards have slots, so you can add the components directly on them. So it's always very apparent to both you and your opponent how your units are in the field and how they are behaving, and if they're exhausted or not. So I will add two cubes, since the charge special action costs 2 fatigue points. So now this unit is considered fatigue. If I wanted to activate it again, I can, but it will become exhausted, and exhausted incurs some downgrades in the next turn. But for now, that's my turn. I will lower my turn counter by 1 and pass the turn on to Alistair.
So now I will do the same special action that I did earlier of making 2 movements. In this case, since I want Ferelon to be in the middle of the combat, I will move him 12 inches. And I will also activate my Boo Centaurs. So first, let's measure Ferelon movement. Is kind of slower than Nagasha. He's way heavier. Pack these moves here. And now I will move my Boo Centaur units. They move 8, and they are long distance units. So 8 is around here. There they are. And now I reduce my turn counter by 1 and pass the turn.
Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking that I need to move more units up to the front, or else I'll be in danger of getting piled upon, and my units will be too far behind. So I will be moving my general, which is Adrael, the Blood Emperor. He has a nice movement stat, and he has some ranged powers, which will come in handy. So I'll move him up to here. And I'll also be using the special move ability, the coordinated move again, because I want to move another unit as well. I will be moving my Scorpion Reavers too. They have a movement stat of 13, so I'll be moving them. Kind of be a bit behind Adrael, so he doesn't get too dangerous for him. He is my general after all. And that'll be my turn, and I'll pass it up to Alistair.
So now I'm going to keep using the special abilities of my units. The game has a very nice balance between the different stats. We try to reduce the stats to the minimum of them, so you only have like movement, defense, attack, range, and melee, and the stamina and life. But we give the flavor to each unit and to improve their own work depending on the powers. In this case, we normally have a rule that if you are trying to shoot a unit engaged in melee combat, you will hit half of your own units. But fortunately, my Boo Centaur archers, apart that if they don't move this turn, I will get to upgrade 2 dice. Thanks to their Captain, Instructor Clay, I will be able to deal all the damage that I deal to the enemy unit. So now I will shoot these little claws here. Yep, they are just in range. In my case, as I mentioned, my bow is 1 gray and 1 black per model. So I have 2 models, so 2 gray, 2 black. And because I am not moving this turn, I get to upgrade 2 of these dice. In this case, because I first upgrade the first gray one, it goes down, I get a black one, and then I upgrade the next gray one and get another black one. So now my pool is 4 black dice against the claws. Unfortunately, I tend to have very bad luck whenever I try to roll this, so...
Oh
wow.
Nice.
So I get 5 hits.
So that's 5 hits. They're normal hits, so I do get to roll my defense. I have a white defense, which is worst. But let's see if I get a bit lucky and save a couple of them. Hey, save 2.
Oh, wow.
So that's a very nice roll. And I
Yes,
only lost 1 model, so I will take one of the normal ones. If I had been attacked by a melee unit, I could have used my captain, sacrificed him in order to use his special ability, but it wasn't the case. if it comes up, we'll tell you how that works. But as for now, I'm guessing it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay.
I was not expecting you to survive that hit.
So at this point, I'm gonna take advantage that I'm not very badly placed, and that my dragon can fly over units since it has the flying characteristic. So, and I'm gonna take advantage of his pretty good speed and just go all the way over here and engage your ranged unit with some very epic close combat attacks. So, like I said, unless you do the charge special thing, if you get into range of melee combat, you can just attack. You don't need to roll anything. If your speed is enough to get you into combat, you can just do it. So I will gather my attack dice now. So it's 3 gray dice and 1 black dice. And I'll see if I have any nifty abilities that I can use at this time. Okay.
Meep.
Nope. Not at this time, but it doesn't because I'm attacking with Nagasha. You're not allowed to upgrade any defense dice by any reason. So I will just roll the base attack, and I rolled 3 hits.
Double meep. So, I'm seeing if I have like any kind of a special power from the Dragon Queen that I can use. And I will use it. I should probably should have done this before the attack. So now I will use the Fey Fortune ability. It costs 2 stamina and allows me to either upgrade or downgrade 2 when any unit at 6 inches makes a roll. In this case, I'm going to use it to improve the odds of my Bucentaurs defending. So how many hits were they early?
That wouldn't be allowed since my Nagasha.
Oh, right, yeah, I'm not allowed because of Nagasha power.
You should have used it on my attack, but you didn't.
Yeah, never mind. I missed that option. I will now web for my Bucentaurs. So it's how many hits were they?
3 hits.
So I miss all the hits. Normally, when you get hits, you start putting wound counters on these skulls here on your card. Whenever the skull counters are filled, then you have to remove one of your models. In the case of the Bucentaur archers, they are now filled. And I get to choose if I want to remove the model, or if I want to remove the normal model, or the captain. I will remove the captain, in this case. When you remove... here it is. When you remove the captain, you get the sacrifice ability. This can be a one-time effect. This can also be upgrades for the rest of the game. So I now remove my captain. Sorry, I was taking your Nagasha. Here it is.
Please don't.
I remove Instructor Clay from the game. And now all my attacks for the rest of the game are upgraded by 2. Whenever I'm shooting something that is engaged. So I would probably hit a lot of my own units, but it may help to get more damage.
Okay.
So now it's my turn.
It is. I will decrease my turn counter by 1, and it's your turn.
Let's see what can Ferelon do to try to survive something. I will trust that Nagasha will not move more from that. It's probably not my best consideration. But something unique about the dragons is that if you have the dragon and the general unmounted, whenever one of them dies, the dragon also dies. So in this case, the weak point for Nagasha is the Blood Emperor. And I will try to kill the Blood Emperor, or at least damage him severely. So first I will move Ferelon over here. He says hi. And
Okay.
I will use his Fire Boost range ability,
Okay.
which makes me 5 attack white dice. And and then I can at one target within 3. I may have messed this up by the range. Yep,
Oh,
just in
exactly a
enough,
3. Yeah.
exactly a 3, fortunately. And he will get to downgrade one of the air defense dice. So I now collect
Okay.
my 5 dice. Let's move this here. Oh, in this case, the criticals deal direct wounds, so I will not get to use my ability of making
Okay.
him downgrade defense dice, but it's 2 direct wounds.
But I
Uh,
am gonna use the my my ability from Adael, which is I get to basically inflict the wounds upon a friendly unit. Let me just check the range. Pretty sure it's within range.
I'm pretty sure the Scorpions are in
Yeah.
range.
So I'm gonna roll 2 black dice, and as many successes as I get are the number of hits that I get to put onto the other unit. So it's 2. So the 2 wounds that would have been dealt to Adrael get instead dealt to the Scorpions, which have 3 wounds, which is perfect because none of them die. The downside of this ability is that you don't get to defend from the attacks, but you get to put them onto another unit and save your general. Okay, so is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Looking at, I'm gonna use one of the favorites in most of the playtests, which is the Scorpion Reavers. They have an ability which lets them move through enemy units and deal damage as they're moving through enemy units. So they can move enough that I can do this. And as soon as I move through his dragon, I will get to roll 3 black dice. And I dealt 3 wounds.
How many wounds, sorry?
3.
So it was 3 wounds with our flyby ability. The flyby ability is not necessarily a melee attack against Ferelon, so I don't get to use his special passive ability. So, and I rolled 3 black dice to defend myself. I protect everything.
Okay.
Ferelon
So
is complete.
if I had dealt any wounds, I would have gotten to use my my feeding ability, which lets me heal. But because this was just the passive ability, now I get to also use their attack. So now I'm
Now,
gonna
for the
attack.
attack, Ferelon fortunately has the imposing presence ability that whenever he is attacking melee, the attacking unit downgrades 2 attacks, downgrades 2 dice.
Okay, so since they are black dice, I will downgrade 2 of the black dice into gray dice. Like we explained earlier, this means that you go from the top to the bottom. So I do downgrade 1, which turns a black dice into a gray one. And then I do downgrade from that pool again, which turns another black dice into a gray one. So I will use his attack now, and I got a critical hit and 2 normal hits. The critical
Okay,
hit
so the
cannot
critical
be...
hit is
yeah.
immediately being dealt. And 2 normal hits. Let's see if I defend this.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's one important thing here, and that was the main reason I was trying to avoid having wounded units. The Blood Emperor has a special ability that affects all the units on his side. That whenever they are attacking a wounded model, that means a model that has a wound token on their card, they immediately upgrade all their attack dice. So now Ferelon has become way more vulnerable than he should be.
And since I dealt a wound, I will get to heal one of my Scorpions, one of the wounds from my Scorpions, and I already placed a fatigue counter on them. So it's now your turn, and I lowered my turn counter as well.
Since this objective is going to be contested, this
Yep.
other objective is also being contested, I will use my Kirins to run all the way to the other side. So normally you can only move your movement once. If you decide to move twice, that it's the run ability that costs 1 fatigue, but allows you to move twice. In this case, I have movement on 10, twice is 20, yeah. More than enough. And my Kirins decide to run. And something happened.
They kind of
and they just fell. Yeah.
Oh, they're there.
Yeah. For some reason they. Let me see, because they keep falling off the face of the earth for some reason.
I guess for now we can just use another tokens to represent them.
Yeah, I will just use these 3 units. Yeah, until they decide to stop falling down from the earth.
Yep. So even though the bases are different, the concept is the same. So.
Oh yeah, they have now stopped falling off the face of the earth.
So those are some of the issues that you get from using digital media, but as you can see, it's been quite helpful for us to get playtests done.
I now put my fatigue token on my Kirins. I still have 1 activation, and I reduce my activation counter. Your turn.
Okay, so at this point, I want to secure some objectives, and I have a very convenient attack that Nagasha has, which lets me attack 2 units within 8 inches of Nagasha that are also within 6 inches of each other. So in this case, I'm going to target the lone Boo Centaur that is left, and also his general, which is Elise. And this attack attacks with 4 black dice. That's cool. And before I do that, I'm just gonna move closer to the objective just to keep it secure. And I'm gonna roll separately in this case. First for the Boo Centaur. That's 6 hits.
So I'm pretty sure my Boo Centaur is now dead. I will roll just in case the random god number decide that I need to pass this.
Oh.
No, the Boo Centaur basically just implodes into fire.
And well, that's in this case it's first blood and also a unit kill, so that would automatically give me 2 points. And I will roll against Elise. You could use your ability to downgrade this time, so the attack is a bit less powerful.
Yes, I will use the Fate Fortune to downgrade the attack dice, because I don't get to downgrade to upgrade my defense.
Yep.
Thanks for the reminder.
And that's 5 hits.
Oh wow. I'm still very, very... fortunately, these are black dice, so they have a slightly bigger chance of being...
Okay, so that's pretty much all of them.
I only get 1 wound.
As part of the attack, the units that got wounded and not killed, obviously, get a slow token, which is placed on the battlefield next to the model. And you'll see how that unravels when he activates that unit. I will lower my turn counter by 1, and it's your turn.
So now I can consider this objective lost. This is contested, so I think now my best option, I still think, is trying to remove the Blood Emperor from the game, but I will go to try to remove the Scorpicons, because otherwise I will get an opportunity attack against me, and I do not like that. So I will use my claws. That's 2 black and 2 gray. Against the Scorpicons. Let's see how this goes. Oh wow. Today is not Fernand's lucky day. 1 hit.
So I get to roll my defense for the Scorpicons, which is gray dice. There's one right here. Just roll this one. And I saved it. So no damage. So this is
With
looking
that,
a bit bleak for the Alarian army.
yeah, it started very strong, and then suddenly things went down very quickly. Alaria as an army is has a lot of very strategic options, like the teleport, the downgrade, upgrade to other units, but it needs to be played very precise. While Tiberia is more focused on Alpha Strike and making a lot of damage very quickly, as you can see right now. So
And
now it's your turn.
for my last turn, I guess I'll just try to maximize points. So I'm gonna double move. Let me see if he gets close enough. Yeah, he's close enough to contest. So I'll move my Ogeron over here, and I will conveniently move my Azrael unit over here. So that was my last turn. So I turn my turn counter down to 0, and it's your turn.
So for my last action, let's see. Point taken. I guess I can try to remove the clause. It's probably going to be, I guess I'll do that. Like Torpedo unit against Alpha Strike unit. So I will hit with my Grand Guild Enforcers. I have 5 of them alive. So I get 5 white dice. Stamina. And there were, here are 5 white dice. With some luck, I will get 5 hits and they all die. Or I get nothing. And with that, we finish the first round. When we finish the round, first we now start counting points. So Nagasha is inside the 3 inches of this objective.
Yep.
So Early gets 3 points for Nagasha. He also has the closest one to him. That's another point.
Yep.
These two are contested because we have the same number of units. But fortunately for me, I do have this one, so I will not go empty-handed. I get 2 units.
A couple points.
2 points.
And this was one round. The game is played on up to 3 or 4 rounds, depending on how we want to play it. We're gonna keep playing for the next round. So how this starts is the first thing you do is you do the upkeep, which is basically you remove all the fatigue counters from the cards. You don't remove wounds; those are only removed by in-game effects. But this means this means that basically your units are fresh for another round. If you were to have any exhausted units, when you have an exhausted unit, you place a counter on the battlefield next to the unit. You would clean up your card and then place that one on the card. So your unit would start with some fatigue for the next turn. And I started the first time, but this time around we do our roll again. So you're never sure if you're certain if you're gonna go again or if he's gonna go first. So we're gonna roll again for turn.
So 3 white dice.
And I got 3.
3 and a critical. No, 3 and this is a critical. So I guess I win this time.
Won. Yeah, the criticals are used as a medium to tie break in case you roll the same number. And then we're gonna replenish our turn counter, and the turn counter is by the number of units you still have left on the field. So in this case, I think only Alastor lost 1 unit, so he would get 6. 6.
Yes, this time I will only get 6 this time.
And I will get 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 extra for the dragon. So yep, 6.
So what this means basically is that the length of the game is deeply related to the number of units that are left in the field. So the longer a game goes, it's supposed to get shorter by round. Like the rounds are going to get shorter and shorter because there will be less points left. And as this progresses means that the game gets faster towards the end. So that's pretty cool because objectives start playing a bigger role towards the end. So if you played a good strategy objective-wise, maybe at the end you can score more points than your opponent did by just killing. So it's your turn.
So now, because I need to do something to change the tide of this battle, I will risk myself by just moving out of the Scorpicons This means they will get a free attack against me.
Yep.
But I want to engage the Blood Emperor in melee combat. Now I will use my Fire Burst again, but first I need to disengage.
Okay.
So this means I will get to move my Feron over here. Because I did not use the disengage action, the Scorpicons get a free attack against me.
So for
The
this
free attack
attack,
is still affected by
yep.
the Imposing Presence ability,
Oh.
fortunately. But the Imposing Presence, I think, is going to get cancelled by the Blood Emperor's own power. The Blood Emperors awaken the Blood, gives them upgrade 2 melee attack dice, and I get downgrade 2. So they
Okay.
just
So
cancel
I'll
each
just
other.
roll normally. And for this attack, I'll just use my melee attack stat. It's whenever you get an attack of opportunity, you do the same attack you would do.
And that hurts.
So that's one critical and 3 normal hits.
So I block one of the normal hits, so I get 2 normal hits. This means I will get my first injury. How do injuries work? Basically, when you have dragons and any other multi-1 units, have two stats for life. The first one is the normal wounds, like the rest of the units, and the rest of the injuries. Each time you full your wound counters, in this case with 3, I get to put one of my injuries. Each injury will downgrade all of my actions by 1. So the third one is, and I keep, because I still have 1 unsaved wound, I have 1 wound and 1 injury.
Awesome.
It's bad, but my aim is to try to kill the Blood Emperor, so it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So I will still use my Fire Breath. I will use normally 5 white dice, but because of the injury, I will now only use 4 of them. And now let's see if I manage to do something with this.
Not bad.
1 critical and 2 hits.
So I'll take the critical, and then I will roll his defense, which is black dice. Was it 2 or 3? 2 hits?
2 hits, yeah.
Okay, so I saved one of them, so I got 2 wounds on Rael. Generals, as opposed to dragons, they're like pretty beefy. They have like a big chunk of health, but nothing compared to dragons. So whenever you have a dragon bonded general and dragon, which is my case, and in Alastair's case, his are not dragon bonded. So if I would kill Elise, he wouldn't lose his dragon, but I would. So I got an upgrade and some stats because of the dragon bond, and I can also choose to ride the dragon. But if one of them dies, even though they're separate, they die together. So that's one of the perils of having the dragon bond, but it's a risk that comes with the extra power. So is it my turn?
Yes.
So even if it won't impact as big as his kill on Adroel would be, I'm gonna try to kill Elise. Let me see which is the best way to do that. I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my class attack, and I'm gonna move into range, so she can't run away from me. And
I again use my ability to downgrade 2.
Okay.
Because any thing that reduces Nagasa's chance of hitting me is very good for myself.
But I had an upgrade too, since you
yeah, it's cancelled.
So it's cancelled directly with my ability. I roll my attack, and that is 2 ones, normal ones. That's not as good as I expected.
Hits. Nothing. I managed to block it.
Okay. And I lower my turn, and it's your turn.
So now let's see. So, thinking. I think I will try to hit the Scorpions in a range attack with my Kirins. Yep, I will. I need to move just a little bit over. Let me just remove the dice from the table. Here, and I have a range of 8. Oh, wait. So, yep, they are in range. How many fatigue tokens they have?
They have none. They have not activated this turn.
Oh, okay.
This round.
So I get 2 gray dice per each of my models. So I get 6 gray dice, which is a pretty good attack. Now upgrade on downgrade. So now I just throw my lances toward them. Okay. And I should really go to something with my luck because there's only 2 hits.
And I get my defense, which is also gray dice. So just roll. And I defended 1, which means I get 1 wound, which is not enough to kill one of the models. So I'll just place that here. And it's my turn, I guess.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get a bit of payback with my Scorpions. I'm gonna run through his unit and deal first their free attack, which is their special ability. And I'm gonna roll 3 black dice. I got 4 on that.
So 4 hits. I get to defend with 4 gray dice. So 2, 3, 4. I block 2 and get 2 wounds. I managed to survive.
Okay, and now I get to do my regular attack. And my regular attack is it's the same. It's 1 black dice per model. So I'll roll again, but I get upgrade 2 since they are now wounded. So I will get a white dice and then upgrade that white dice into a gray dice. And that's worse than the other one, but still a couple hits.
So, okay, yeah, 2 dice. I think I can survive that, hopefully. No! I seriously need to do something about my luck. I need to stop hanging out with certain people that has a terrible luck. So, with the first one, I get to remove 1 of my units. In this case, I will sacrifice my captain to immobilize the attacking unit. And whenever, I will use the sacrifice to immobilize the attacking unit. Back. So this means they won't be able to move. And I get to remove my captain. Sorry, little horsey. And now is my turn. Fortunately for me, the Killing Wardens have a special ability. They have practice retired. This means that whenever I use a disengage action, I may then take another action. So normally disengage allows you to move without getting a hit in return. And I will do just that. Yep, over here. Back. And back. And thanks to the practice retreat ability, I can now use my range attack against the Blood Emperor. So that means this time I will only get 4 gray die. Hopefully after all of this focus fire, I will finally manage to do something to him. No! So
Not bad.
it was going to be 5 hits. Well, 3 hits is still something.
So at this point, I'm gonna use my my ability again with the Blood Emperor, which lets me basically place the wounds on somebody else. I will roll 2 black dice, and as many hits as I get are as many wounds as I get to place on the other unit instead of himself. So just 1, and that'll kill one of my blood claws, and he still gets 2 wounds, for which I do get to roll defense. And let's see how that goes. I think that's both. Yeah, so I defended both. So he gets no wounds, but one of the models from the blood claws did get killed by that sharing of pain. And it's now my turn.
Yes.
So I will just keep attacking with Nagasha, since I really need to get rid of at least before Nagasha dies, because Azrael died. So I really need to focus a bit there. So in this instance, I'm just gonna keep placing fatigue on her, and use her claw attacks again. It's not quite this. Are you gonna do the downgrade, or should I do?
Yes, I'm going to keep doing the downgrade as long as I'm alive.
Okay.
I like being alive.
So I got 3 wounds on her. Hey,
1 wound.
not
So Nagashi is slowly chipping away the Dragon Queen health.
very, very, very slowly. And it's now your turn.
So now, let me see. Given my current options, I will continue my sound strategy of trying to hit Adriel with everything I got.
Yep.
So now Ferelon will go base-to-base contact, because the fire is no longer a good option, given the fact that I am injured. So the clause, given the downgrade, is 3 gray and 1 black. So now let's roll.
That's great.
Yeah, somehow this huge dragon with awesome fighting abilities is just failing all his attacks against a little guy. So
Okay, so I'm gonna take a bit of a risk this turn.
I think Fernandez is still angry that I nerfed him a little in the past playtest.
Probably. So I'm gonna move Azrael. So you're gonna get an attack of opportunity if you want to take it.
Yes, I will take my attack of opportunity. Definitely, I will take that. It's against Azrael. It's with Ferelon, right?
Yep. Oof.
Nice.
Harsh.
A critical hit and 2 hits.
So let's test my luck. I just need to defend one of those. If I don't, it's just meant to be. Okay, so I defended 2, so I do get 1 wound. The reason I didn't want to use my fatigue to block any of those attacks is because I'm going to use one of Adriel's special abilities, which is pretty cool. It's an AoE attack. It'll target all enemy units within 6 inches. So where I put him, it gets into the dwarves. It also gets into the Chiron and into the dragon. So I will attack all 3 of his units, which are pretty massive attack, which is 3 black dice each. So I will roll separately. In the case of the engaged units, the same rules apply as for the Bucentaur. He had a special ability which avoided, but in this case, the wounds will be shared, split half and half. The first wound will need to be applied to my unit, and the second one will then be applied to his. So I'm gonna roll first for the Chiron, dealing 1 critical hit.
To who? To
the
Ferelon?
To
To
the
the
Kyrian.
Kyrens? So they're still alive.
Yep. And then to Ferelon, I will do 3 hits, normal hits.
3 hits that I get to defend.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
block all of them.
And to the other unit, 2 hits, which is 1 and 1. So we
So
both get
I
to try
roll
to
my
defend 1.
defense. I did not block that one.
And neither did I.
So now, for me, the Taxes ability activates, and Adrael will get an extra fatigue token in.
Okay. In this case, since Adrael's card is already filled with fatigue, so he's considered fatigue. The next fatigue counter that he would get would be an exhaustion, which would go into the battlefield, like we explained earlier, next to the model. So if I were to activate him again, he would have like deep downgrades into his things, and his powers are not. If you're not able to activate powers once you're exhausted.
Also, another than this is the part that will benefit me for my next activation. If you have a fatigue token, you downgrade 2 to everything, including attacks.
Yep.
So
and defense.
and defense, exactly. So let me see which one has like well, no, the Kirins are fatigued, so they can do it. Ferelon can keep at it, so
he will do it.
exactly. So Ferelon will move again. Hello, it's me. 3 gray dice and 1 black die. Please at least 3 hits. Please at least 3 hits.
Just 1 crit. So I'll
Just
take
1
it.
critical. So yeah.
I'll just take that one and hope for the best. Hope that he doesn't die.
I reduce my turn counter and get my fatigue on Ferelon.
So at this point, I think he's mostly dead. So I need to take advantage of whatever I can, and I'm gonna use Nagasha against Elise to see if I can at least trade. I mean,
3 generals.
Yours is gonna be bigger because it's gonna take my dragon too, but at least I can get 1. So yeah, I'm gonna do the 3 gray.
I can no longer use my power because it costs 2 fatigue, and I only have 1 fatigue available. So now I will have to just hope for the best.
Okay, so then I will trade 1 hit and 1 none. Oh, or I'll just roll again. It's better that way. I really like that crit though. Let's see if I get 1 again. No, I got 3 hits. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
I should have kept the crit. Okay, so I dealt no damage. And it's your turn.
So with only 1 wound, Ferelon will... this will probably be his last few actions because I only have 1 activation after this. So I will just continue hitting the Blood Emperor. Hopefully another critical will remove Nagasha and him from the game.
Okay, so 3 hits. So I am gonna use. Oh no, I can't use my ability, so I need to save him. Let's see if I can. Nope, he died.
Nope.
So at this point, both my dragon and my general die at the same time. This is the perils of the bond. Like I said, they were a bit more powerful than his general and dragon comparatively, but it comes at a risk. And I could also have chosen to ride the dragon and use him as a mount. That gives him extra speed and also lets me defend my general by him being on the dragon. You use that dragon's hit points and wounds as counters instead of his. But in this case, they both died.
I get 1 point for defeating the dragon.
Yep.
So I got to 3. And I will I'm almost out of actions, so...
And I'll go... And I guess I'll... Oh, I can move those guys. So I guess I'll just attack with my blood claws. I mean, why not? So they are 4 guys. And they are attacking with white dice. So I'm going to do the regular attack. Getting no hits. Oh, 1 hit.
So how many hits? It's
1,
2...
just 1.
Okay. one that I managed to defend.
Okay.
And for my last action, I guess I will move further on toward this objective, so I can at least get this point later. I now have run out of activations. This means that for the next two activations, early will go twice, basically.
I'll go uncontested. So what I'll do is yeah, that's not worth it. I'll move my Ogorons twice, which would get them very close to melee, but not quite. And then on the next activation, I will move them into melee and attack. So with a bit of luck, I might be able to kill off this unit and get those points, but we'll see.
So the Ogorons are a very heavy, powerful unit. They are slow,
Very, very
but
slow.
they have a lot of life and a lot of attack.
That's why I hadn't moved them before.
And they also get upgrade too, because my Kyrians are wounded. When you need to upgrade and you already are at only black dice, then you start adding first a white die, and then that one gets upgraded.
Yeah, but since Azrael is dead, I no longer upgrade.
Oh, right, my bad.
But if I kill one of your units, I get to deal more damage to you after. So that's
wow, it. That's that doesn't look good on my side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get to for the first one, the model is removed, and the last one is hit with with only one wound. And now the Ogorons.
Yeah, go ahead. I get to activate my special ability with his brutal swing. If I deal enough damage to remove a model from an enemy unit, I get to roll a black dice again. So I rolled another hit. So probably won't get to completely kill them, but hey, those were some nice last hits.
I think this one, yeah, it hits me. So now they are on the way, on the border of death.
Yeah, very much on the way to death.
Also, the brutal swing does not allow me to save, so it's a direct wound.
Okay, so I guess at this point, we've pretty much shown all the units. I mean, depending on what people are saying, I'm gonna try to open this thing fast to see if we've still got some people that want to see the actual end of the game. So it's pretty much. I think it's pretty even at the point, but definitely losing my dragon in general at the same time was not great. But
yeah, I mean, the main disadvantage that I have at this point is that at the end of this round, I will still only get 1 point, and you will get. I mean, this one is contested. The Ogorons actually control the objective because they have more models than me.
Yep. They're not.
And no, they're not right. No, it's 6 inches.
Oh,
they are in range.
So I guess we could play the last round.
Yeah, we can play the last round.
We have few units, so it's gonna be way faster. So they can also look at how that works.
So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not lose any new unit.
Nope.
I still have 6. Nice.
And I only have 3 since I lost my dragon and general, and the dragon alone gives you 3 activations. So that means I'm at a bit of a disadvantage this turn. But that's, like we said, it's one of the things that we wanted to showcase as the perilous part of having the Dragonbond. As you saw, they did like big damage, both of them, both my dragon and my general, but they ended up losing because they have this slight disadvantage of being Dragonbonded.
So, like, I mean, technically I have more units, but all my units are like in the middle, in the verge of death.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't have like that much of an advantage right now. So first I will activate Elise, mainly to show how do you remove one of these.
Yes. First we'll roll for turn because we'll see who starts. And I got 2.
And I got 3.
So you will start. Yeah.
So now I will activate the list. In this case, I still have a slow token. So this means that the next time I activate, I will need to use half my speed to remove it. So I will just do that. I can only move now 6. And I think I will move toward... Let me just check the range of his magic attack. 6, 12, 18. I will move toward the Ogrons.
Okay.
And shoot them.
Okay.
I mean, my Kirin is in the verge of death. I don't expect him to live that much.
That's fine by me.
So it's 2 gray and 2 black for a magic attack. And 3.
So that's 3, and I do get an upgrade to my defense dice. So
it's 3, so it's 2 hits to my Kirin and 1 hit to your Ogrons.
Yep. And I get to upgrade my defense dice, so I would roll 1 white dice, but I will roll a gray one instead and save the wound.
Yeah, my Kirin is dead.
Yeah,
it was killed by friendly fire.
That's one of the things we wanted to do. Since this is not a game that focuses that much on like ranged combat, we wanted you to be able to attack like an actual ongoing combat. And it has its perils, but it also has its advantages because it gives you the option at least to do it. And now that it's my turn, I guess I'll use that opportunity to just stack up on on Elise. Why not? Ogeron have like the great disadvantage of only having 1 fatigue, so they basically get to do one thing per round or one thing well before getting huge disadvantages. But I'll try to use that to actually kill the general. Let's see if it happens. So I'll roll 4 black dice. 1. 3 normal hits. Oh man!
3 normal hits, and I only have 2 wounds, so
I really
this has the potential of going very, very badly to me.
I don't know. You've saved a lot of wounds on her. Okay, so 1 wound.
Yeah, the Dragon Queen I think has saved around 12 wounds at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll put my turn counter down, and it's your turn.
So now for my next, I will send Ferelon to hunt the scorpions. Oh wait, it's 18, so I don't count that much. I will just move twice. Hopefully he will endure the round. Yeah, he's supposed to be in base-to-base contact, just trying to put it without him falling into eternity.
Over. Okay, so it's my turn, and well, it's good that Ferelon moved so close to me since I have an immobilized token, so we'll deal with those now. Slow token basically eats up half of your movement. Immobilized token eats all of your movement for the round. So you have to spend all your movement just to remove the token. But since he's already in base-to-base contact, I do get to attack him. Ideally, I would have done my ability and then attack. But since I can't move, I just get to attack him once. And I'm still 3 strong with my Scorpion. And that's 1 hit. Just 1. And it saves. So that was a bit worthless. And it's your turn now.
So now, let's see the Tarpit unit versus the other Tarpit unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 4 white dice against 4 white dice. And no, 1 hit.
You did 1 hit. So I get to roll my defense. And I did it. I didn't want to, but I did it. I really
Yeah,
wanted
somehow my
to
units,
my
they're
captain there.
defending very well. They are not attacking very well.
So now I'm gonna actually activate my Overrun again, even at the disadvantage. So I'll place the fatigue counter on them. And that gives me a downgrade 2. So I will gather his attack, which is 4 black dice, and then downgrade 2 of them into gray dice. And I'll attack. Let's hope we get a crit. So we get rid of that pesky. Yes. I got it. 1 crit and 4 normal hits. So pretty sure she's dead.
Yeah, with just the crit, she's dead. So
that will give me 1 more point. And that's my last, well, I still have 1 activation left. So it's your turn.
I have 3 activations.
Yeah, you're going to have 2 uncontested turns.
Yeah, the thing I'm thinking is to see if I can make enough points. 7. Yes, I can do it. So I will now attack the Scorpicons. With my 3 gray, 1 black. Let's see if this works.
Okay.
Yeah, 3.
So that's 3 great defense dice. I'll save 1, which kills one of my Scorpicons. So it's 2 wounds. So I'll remove 1. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and kill the captain, since that gives me a permanent upgrade to my attack. So I'll just flip over the card to its sacrifice side, which basically just gives you the permanent effect of when you die. And I will use my last turn. Just move these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big brain move. I'm gonna move these guys. They can only move 4 since they have a downgrade. They move 2 less inches. So as you can see, there are many effects when you have an exhaustion token on the battlefield. And I managed to get them into range. And it's now your turn. So that was my last turn this round. So now you get 2 uncontested turns.
So I'm thinking my options. I have 2 uncontested turns, so there's only 2 of them. Well, one of them has to be moving Ferelon over here. So that's like no-brainer. I will get the opportunity attack. But I get to move over here. I get the opportunity attack, so feel free to attack me.
I definitely will. So I get 2 black dice, and then I upgrade 2. So that means I get a white dice, and then that one turns into a gray dice. So 3 hits.
Oh, wow. 1 wound. I still do not get more injuries. Let me see, you are in range for my Breath of Fire. No, you are over my very, very low range. And for the second activation, just in case the random dice gods want to help me, I will attack the claws with my 4 models. No, they completely miss.
Not this time.
So, end of the final round. I managed to collect 3 points over here, which leaves me at 8.
And I got 3 and 2, so I get 5 more points.
And you win. Barely, apparently, but it was a close call.
And well, that's basically what I wanted to showcase. We could play a 4th round. There's always we have in the rulebook that fourth round is possible. at this point, I think it would be like a slower round since all the units are pretty far apart. But what we wanted to showcase is that this is a pretty fast-paced war game, and every turn brings new possibilities because the turn order, it's alternating activations between your opponent and yourself. The battlefield is always moving, so it feels more realistic than war games where you get to just like move your whole thing and attack with your whole army. And in this one, there's always this ever-moving and ever-shifting battlefield, and you can like have a strategy to kill one unit, but if it doesn't happen, it changes the turn completely for your opponent as well. And there's a lot of dice, as you can see, and hopefully some people had questions about the dice themselves. That they were like trying to find a reason that we used the custom dice, and I think the playtest explained it pretty well. It's very, very easy to just look at the pips on the dice or at the symbols, which are pretty self-explanatory. So it makes the game a lot faster. We played, like we said, this is a medium-sized game between two experienced players, but it took us about maybe an hour and a quarter, maybe so 75 minutes, and to finish the game up to the third round. And the fourth round, if it were to happen, would not last more than 15 minutes. So maybe a medium battle would take 90 minutes, which is pretty fast for a war game. We expect our skirmish level battles to be between 45 and minutes and an hour. If you have any questions, we can answer them if anybody's still there.
No, we have 17 people still here, so.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hi, everyone. We were looking at our tabletop screen, so we weren't looking at the Twitch stream.
I mean, as you can see, the game, it's pretty fast. It's not like a long slog war game.
Yeah.
Because as you start losing units, you get less activation, so you start getting quicker and quicker.
Well, I guess thanks to everyone that tuned in and wanted to see the war game, and definitely tell us what you tell us what you thought about it, and definitely add comments either on the Kickstarter or on the stream before it ends. We'll make sure to answer everything. Burnman is asking where you can find us. Thankfully, we have on our Twitch layout all our social media. We're live on Kickstarter right now, where we have a campaign. Yeah, we have a campaign live where you can get all the models that are needed to play this game. It's fully 3D printable. We do expect to launch a fully plastic version, so it gets to the mass market and more people can get access to it. That will be available next year. But for now, this is a great way to get started in the game. We are definitely looking for people to try the beta, to try the rules, to play the game, tell us what they're thinking, and just give us your feedback so we can make the game better and better.
So thanks everyone, and remember to back us on Kickstarter and to share with all your people that may be interested in this game.
Well, I guess we're signing off. So thanks everyone.
So thanks everyone. Goodbye.